So welcome to this week's video, a bit of a trail cam catch-up video. So I've come to the Oxford farm, checking on, well, the barn owls, and if anything I've caught in the fields. I've just coming back from the fields, a couple of interesting captures there. A closer look, but it looks as if I've got the badgers just a couple of times, so it doesn't seem as if they're using it that regularly, but I'm going to keep it there, persevere for another sort of 3 or 4 weeks. This particular badger seems to be quite a young one, maybe a year or so old, maybe more. I'm uncertain whether they've come out of that entrance. This slightly larger badger seems to peer in, but then just move off. Just gotta love this spider working its way across the lens. Transpired, it made himself a lovely web, which then obscured the view for the rest of the evening. But here, my first sighting of a weasel. A small and lithe little creature, very agile, long and lean. And here, lovely young roe-deer doe made me think about maybe revisiting my local woods. I haven't been there for, well, maybe 5 or 6 months due to the cull that was taking place there. So coming into winter will be a good opportunity to have a little assessment to see actually how many deer have perished. The most I'd seen there one evening was about 13, so it'd be quite good for me to catch up with those. With the barn, I've had a look at the footage and I've caught both owls in there at the same time. So I'm really pleased that I persevered with this position of the camera. And seeing both owls at this position is just fabulous. I'm assuming in sort of October that these are probably the adults. And I love this bit of behaviour here. They almost seem to be staring into each other's eyes. But one thing I've noticed on quite a few occasions is they seem to be using the camera as a perch. It seems to be moving around quite noisily. I'm half expecting it to find sort of droppings all over it, but fortunately it's been clear up to now. But looking at the owl, it looks quite dishevelled and it appears as if it's maybe molting. As it works its way through its feathers, it picks one off as it floats steadily away. And again, in this sequence, it jumps up onto the camera. But if you look over the beam, over in the distance, you'll just see a squirrel running through. And the owl spreads its wings and snaps its beak as the squirrel scampers past. here we have a really quite clear image in the day. You can see the owl constantly looking and listening for its prey. And historically in the past, barns have been used by owls as it comes sort of into winter, where they can hunt in the dry, as it were, looking for their prey. But with modern farming controlling vermin, they've struggled to find suitable environments like this. So I think here, with the farm not being used as extensively as it has in the past, sort of really does give an ideal habitat for these barn owls. And you can see here, there's an owl at each end of the barn. And as one takes off here and leaves the barn, you can see it then re-enters at the other end, which gave me food for thought. So what I've decided to do, as the nest is not being used so much now, is to move the camera on the barn owl box and put it in the opposite end of the barn to see if I can catch sort of from both angles, very similar to where I had it earlier in the summer. Just prior to moving the camera, just quickly checked the footage, and the last time the barn owl box was used was in the second week of September. Once I secured the camera up onto one of the beams, I could use my phone to check to see what sort of view I was going to get of this beam, with a view to hopefully trying to catch one of the owls from just a subtly different angle. So hopefully, fingers crossed, give a couple of 3 weeks, probably check it after half term and then see what we get. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a big thumbs up, like and subscribe, and it's always nice for you to catch us in the next one.